Hey going everyone, welcome to another episode of our Let's Play series. My name's Microcosm, and today I thought I'd do a little bit of a different intro, just to show you guys what I've been up to out at the farming area. I was waiting for those cattle to ripen up, shall we say, like you saw at the start there. I've got that brand new looting sword that we made for ourselves last episode, and I'm going to make use of it. So time to get some juicy steaks, and while those guys were growing up, I thought I'd use the time by gathering up some logs and some leaves and coming out here and giving the old farming area a bit of a spruce up. It's about time it got a little bit of love. It's looking a bit neglected at this point. So I've tried my hand at custom trees. Now this one is going to be a relatively kind of simple, as far as custom trees go, oak tree, with a few little differences. What you can see me doing here is adding some decorations, some little branches and twigs and bits and pieces, buttons, as you'll see later, to give some variation to the trunk. And I'm doing this before adding the leaves. As you can see, the leaves are just going in at this point. But before all that, all the other things went in. I have a tendency to leave that. Don't know about you guys, but I do the trunk and I do the leaves, and then I think about decoration afterwards. And I've found that it's much better to get the decorations in for the trunks and the branches at least first. So I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a behind the scenes on some of the custom trees tricks and tips that I don't see in other videos, and I would have liked to know myself before I did all the experimenting with the trees to get it to this point at least. The other thing that you'll see here is that I'm using oak leaves and birch leaves as well, just to differentiate it from the vanilla game trees that are around the place. It gives a little bit of a different look to it. And you'll see little branches sprawling out from lower down on the trunk itself as well, just to give it a little bit of shape. I wouldn't overthink the shape too much if I was to give any advice to anybody about making custom trees. People kind of get stuck on making the perfect shape. I don't know about you, but I don't think I met the perfect tree. A couple have come pretty close. As far as trees go, I'll be honest, but trees grow in all sorts of weird and wonderful ways. So put yourself out there and just go crazy. You know, be creative and make a shape, and then expand on the shape. Add some little extra bits and pieces, and it'll come out looking okay. But you'll also see that from here, close up, I've got buttons on the trunk, just to give a little texture. When you're a little further away from it, you can't really discern that they're buttons, but there's not such a perfection to the trunk going on, or a Minecrafty block kind of a look. And some fences here and there as well. I've done both spruce and oak. You can choose whichever wood you want. And I've got some of these pressure plates down here at the bottom as well. It's all about variation of texture. The end of the day, gives a little bit of variety to the build. And as a first effort out here for the farming area, I'm pretty happy with that. As custom trees go, I think I like it. As a matter of fact, I think it deserves a name. So if you want to put some suggestions in the comments, I'd be happy to give a beautiful name to this beautiful tree. What's going on here? I was just coming back towards the village to let you guys know what was next on the agenda as far as projects go. And I've found this guy, I don't know, running away from home? Where are you going, buddy? I gotta say, I'm a little offended. Do you know the trouble I've gone to build a brand new, beautiful village for you to live in? And I turned my back for a minute to go fight a demon to keep you safe and to make your world a little better, and this is how you repay me. Where are you going? That dark oak forest is not for you, mate. Can you hop in the boat here? Is that a thing? Can you get in from the water? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Let's get you back. Trust me, you want to live here, you do not want to live back there. There's people back there that would like to make your acquaintance. Briefly. Okay, here you are. We're home. Hey, did you guys know? You've got people just leaving. You want to keep an eye on your residents, folks. Where did my boat go? Oh, Dolphin is stealing it. Get a job! So, back to telling you guys about the next project, which will be over here on this separate continent area away from the island. And the reason is that it's going to be somewhat industrial, and I think this is going to be a semi-industrial area. It's slightly mountainous over here, but most of all it's open and it's rocky, and we don't want to build anything pretty in this area necessarily, though we won't leave it ugly. It might not be as pretty as our village, but what happened was, after our last episode, if you haven't seen the last episode, by the way, go and check out the last episode. We faced a demon wither of some sorts. Did you notice, by the way, how that thing looked at us? Almost as if it was conscious. What was that about? Anyway, we defeated said wither and got our beacon. However, once that was done, I realized we don't have nearly enough iron or gold or anything else to make the base of a beacon with. This is how much iron I had when I checked. Just not nearly enough. So I can go mining for hours and hours and hours and hours to get enough, which is an option. But I think what I prefer to do is build an iron farm. I think it's about time, and it's going to set us up for some nice projects in the future as well, because we're going to burn through iron here pretty quickly if we start building bigger projects. So the plan is, seeing as this area in the center here is relatively flattened out, that it will serve as a nice catchment area for the bottom of our iron farm. So this is where it's going to go. So first things first, I'm going to build the iron farm as a technical machine, as you usually see, and then we'll have a look at maybe putting a building around it afterwards. And having cleared out some of this area, I've now decided to start at the bottom with a sorter system, just to split out the poppies and the iron from each other. I know it's not necessary, maybe it's a little overkill, but I feel like doing it. So that's the first thing that's going to go in right now. So there's that, our sorting system. Very simple. This is originally designed by Impulse SV. If you guys want me to show you how to make this, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, there's plenty of videos out there that will run you through a tutorial for making it. It's a pretty simple filter system. Any items that run over the top of this will be pulled down into the chest below based on the item that they are. And I can choose which one goes down in this hopper here. I've already got my filters in. I just need a lot of iron. So between that and the hoppers that I've had to use here and some of the other iron usage that I'll have in the rest of the build, I've got to go mining anyway. Well, I've been back here trying to place some blocks to build a staircase up to my central area there, which should hold a zombie with a name tag, or one of these guys. And to be honest, I'd prefer to have a pillager if I can manage it, because they don't burn up in the sun. So I may have gotten lucky here. Let me think about what I'm doing here, because I need to get in and get these lads shooting at me and have them empty their crossbow into a block. I think I can do that pretty simply without even having to build anything, so long as I just get them into the right spot. So, first things first, let's isolate one. You. What are you doing down here? In a hole? Oh, your captain's right nearby. I did see a cow over there, so I can get some milk if needed. I get the voluntary exile advancement. Or effect. They're coming for me now. Okay, lads. Let's have you. Okay, that's one down. I've got his crossbow too. Ow. Right in the mug. Ow. Do you mind? Right, I think if I can get them over the hills here to an awkward little spot, they'll just fire continuously into a block. Let's see. Something like this might be ideal. Yeah, have a shot. Almost. Not quite. Not quite. Ow. Nope, not that either. Let's see, I need to get rid of one of these guys at least. That's him taken care of. Let's break one of these blocks here. Now, if you come down this side. Come on, buddy, play ball. There you go. And I go over here. No? No, no. No, that's just silly. Okay, let's try this again. You can just jump up, so that's no good. Okay, let's do something a little more complicated then. Come over here. Okay, there we go. We've got him in a hole now. And he's just going to keep firing at me. So all I have to do is stand here. Let's make sure he can't get out. Easy. So now I just have to be patient and stand here for... could be up to about 15 minutes. While he wastes all his arrows. And once that happens... he's going to be our friend, aren't you? Oh yeah, but you're angry right now, aren't you? Yeah, you missed me again. Luckily, I was thinking ahead and I've already got a name tag ready for the zombie that I was going to put up in that contraption. But now, it's going to belong to this man here. Oh, are you done, buddy? Is that it? Last arrow? Are we friends now? Well, let's go down here and grab my name tag. Yes, yes, yes. This is Bob. Hello, Bob. You're gonna work for me. up there. Forever and ever and... Oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. For now, let's keep you safe. And also, let's not forget where you are. There we go. That'll do. Har. Now, if you could just be nice and do everything that you need to do in order without any problems, that'd be appreciated. Let's go. Attaboy. 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 Going swimmingly so far. No. Get in the cart, Bob. Come on. There you go. You did so well. Up he goes. Okay, just back up there a little bit and down you go. That went super easy. Bob, you've only just started work, but you, my friend, are employee of the month already. How about that? I'll get you a medal or something later. Back to the build though. And that's a big chunk of it completed now. We have over here our little ladder up. That's one thing that we still have to do is get our villagers now. Now, I've been encouraging friendly relations between the villagers back home in the village. So hopefully we have enough volunteers to come out here and live the nice life up in the air. With lovely views and yeah, just pleasant days ahead of them forever. But what we do have is we have spawning platforms for the golems there. And once they drop, we have catching platforms for the golems here. And around here we have quite a simple little setup that will allow our drops to be spat out into a water stream here. That water stream will find its way down here into this water stream, which fills up our little filter system here. All very nice and simple. All of this is, well, not all of it, but this whole section of it here is a Logical Geek Boy design. You guys can look him up and get that tutorial on it. It's very well done. I couldn't do better myself. So by all means, check out Logical Geek Boy for this version of the Iron Farm. In the meantime, this part wasn't part of that design. So I've added this in just so I can easily get the items through. This is, I'm sure you guys know all about this. But anything that goes into this hopper here will go into this dropper and immediately be dispensed. Little demonstration. Just like that. And it feeds back into me. And it's really inexpensive. All it takes is a couple of comparators and some redstone dust. Very, very easy little setup there that you can see yourself. Should be easy to put in place. So I've put that in all four corners, so that whenever our golems start dying to the lava that I've got set up inside, you guys will have seen that in the time lapse, then they'll spit out the iron and their poppies out into this water stream once the water is put in and it's completed. But we're nearly there. I mean, this is the guts of it, the majority of it. Having said that, the next part might be the hardest part, because we have to get these villagers up these stairs and into the pods we have created on the sides there. Yeah, so I guess we better get started with that. About halfway through that arduous process, I remembered that mobs exist, and we were going to have a real problem with them spawning in this area with the blocks that I had here, which was just stone brick. So I've had to come back and wait till these boys were asleep and jump in underneath and replace these with some glowstone, and hopefully that solves that problem for good and all. Can't lie, we might have had a couple of casualties, but you know, we got there in the end. So before I leave these guys to their own devices, and by the way, they're standing on the beds. I'm not entirely sure that's supposed to happen. Hopefully we don't have problems with that later. I'll forge on. But before I leave, I'm going to add one last thing to this build, and that is going to be a very simple on-off switch. So what I'm going to do is put in these sticky pistons to be able to grab these blocks here and set up a very simple target system so that we can shut it on and off from below. Simply pop your sticky pistons in one over each of these glass blocks here, like so. And we place our redstone block down just here, ready to slide over into place, where it's going to make the connection to this redstone wire that runs over into the center just there. Sticky piston here, facing that redstone block, and a sticky piston here, ready to receive it on the other side. And then either side of these sticky pistons, you can place down your target blocks like so. Remove any blocks around them that will be underneath, because that's where we're going to be shooting from. And that's pretty much it, ready to go. There's one last thing that I'm going to add to it, and that is some green and red wool, so that I can tell which side I'm shooting at, on or off. And this side, this will be on. So I'll put some green wool right here. And remember guys, if you decide to add this switch to your build, just make sure to add a little carpet down anywhere that mobs might spawn. And more importantly, you don't want iron golems spawning in this area. That's going to ruin your raids. And the reason I have this switch here is very simply because I'm not going to put in an overflow on the storage down below, or any kind of a trash system. So I just don't want it running constantly or too much. This will produce far more iron than I could ever use in this single player world. So just conserving and being conscientious of the environment, which is always good to do. And now for our final task, which is to switch it on and test it. Still haven't tested this. I don't know if it's going to work or not. So, cross your fingers, guys. Oh, I hit it first time. So that should be open now. And those guys should be able to see him. Now, we may have to be a little patient. Oh, we do not. We have our first golem. It works. It works. And there he is, meeting his demise. We should any second now see our first iron come through this farm and spit out into this water. There it is. There it is. Oh, I'm so pleased that's worked. And it comes all the way around. And into our hopper system. Beautiful. Now that's going to take a little time to fill those hoppers up. And I still have to filter out the poppies. So that's all going to take a little bit of AFKing from me here, but we've proved the proof of concept that this thing works. We have our first iron from it, and that's so exciting. Immediately it kicked off. I'm so pleased with that. Fantastic. Okay, well, next thing for this area will be to put some bricks around this, because we're not just going to leave this as is. Uh-oh, we have a problem. Well, the next thing is going to be to fix that problem. I could have sworn I put carpet up there. Oh, I might have added some more wool blocks after I put the carpet up. Okay, well, we'll deal with old mate up there, and then we'll think for next week's video what we're going to put in this area. Maybe I'll build it next week. Maybe it'll be a little after that. But put in the comments if you've got any ideas. I'm thinking a tower of some sort. But this is a brand new area, essentially, and it's kind of industrial, but the building doesn't have to be industrial. It could be any kind of part of the lore whatsoever. So, open to suggestions, but I'll be working on some stuff during the week. In the meantime, very pleased, going to set myself up AFK, and we're going to get some iron that we can put into our next project and all our projects afterwards. It's so good to have an iron farm. And with that, I think that's all the time that we're going to have for this episode. But join me next time, because I think around here, one of the things that I'm going to do is start putting in some extra paths and decorations and bits and pieces on this side of the village. Also, maybe an interior or two could use some love. And these villagers are getting a little out of hand. We'll have to see if we can find some employment for them. So join me next time, and in the meantime, stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.